Okay, so here post-game with East Malvern coach Nathan Robinson after a pretty good win against Bentley. What are your thoughts post-game?
Very pleased, mate. The first three quarters especially, our pressure was up, our boys was really good, and probably let ourselves down in the last quarter with a bit of laziness, but overall really pleased with the win and puts us in fourth position on the ladder, so I can't complain.
Yeah, and Bentley have been in pretty good form coming into this clash, won their last 3 games in a row against some pretty decent opposition as well, so you must be wrapped.
Yeah, look, we identified in the rooms before the game that, they won the last 3 or 4 and they're in good form and they've beaten good sides, so, we had to bring our A game, and if we didn't, we'd be found out and be vulnerable. So we knew if we applied pressure early that we'd get it on our terms, and if we played on our terms and we were unselfish and played team footy, that we'd get over the line, and luckily enough we did today.
Yeah, it was a bit of a free-flowing shootout, especially in the early stages of the game. Was that the plan, or did it just sort of come about itself?
Not really. I mean, look, we like to play fast footy, and look, obviously they've changed a bit of their game plan as well around that too, and they've kicked some high scores recently too. So it wasn't planned. As I said, we like to play fast footy, but obviously the conditions were good early, and then obviously as the day deteriorated, it sort of got a bit more scrappy and a bit more contested and congested. But overall, it was a good game of footy.
And it seemed to be, from up in the commentary box perspective, that you just had a few too many big blokes in the forward line, and your efficiency going forward was probably a big difference between the two teams. Were you happy with the way your forward line structured up today?
Yeah, look, again, a big focus for us. We've been found that our forwards have been a bit selfish in the way that they've approached their footy in terms of not giving those hands or those first options and not working for each other. So it was a big effort all week was to try and be a bit more cohesive, and I thought they worked really well, And again, our scoreboard pressure's been really poor the past, all year really, and we've kicked a lot of points instead of kicking goals, and today half-time we were 10 goals too, which is, again, really pleasing.
Yeah. And now halfway point in the season now, 5-4 in the top 4. What are your thoughts on the season so far?
Look, getting back on track, it's been a frustrating one because obviously we've got a lot of expectation internally, and there probably is externally as well to obviously do well. Look, I think once we start to build a bit more and we get a bit more form coming our way, and we've won 2 on the trot now, I think once we get the ball rolling, we'll be a hard side to stop. And if we can play 4 quarters of footy, which we nearly did it today, we're a hard team for any team to come up against. And I'm confident we can win a lot of games coming in the back 9 of the year.
And of course, the 100th anniversary today, celebration, the special jumpers as well. Be a good night tonight at the club.
Yeah, mate, there'll be a few beers drunk, that's for sure. Look, again, we identified it, and there's a lot of proud history at this club, and a lot of the guys haven't been around, so, they don't know all of it, but anyone that's been to a footy club that has 100 years of history, you've got to pay respects to all the people that have been before you, and I think we did that today, and look, good celebrations. It'll be enjoyed tonight by not only all the players that come, but all the committee and everyone involved at the footy club.
We'll go and enjoy it. Well done, the winter.
Thanks, mate. Cheers, appreciate it.
Get your GameFace on.